this is a restorative practice. The kind of practice that is good to do if you feel a bit tired, but also if you feel a bit emotionally unstable, stressed, anxious. The poses are got a bit more support, so you will need more props, but I will give tips on how to use less props. Could be a good practice to do in the afternoon or in the evening, will help also to sleep. Alright, so we'll start with supported dog pose, supported Adho Mukha Svanasana. You could have started the practice in Supta Baddha Konasana, but I will start straight into dog pose. So I've got a bolster and 2 blocks for my hands. The blocks are against the wall. You might need more height on the bolster so that your head is supported. So I place the thumbs pressing against the wall and my index finger press against the wall. And the height is so that I'm comfortable with my arms straight and my legs straight. My head is touching the bolster. Most of you will need more height. If you don't have a bolster, you could use whatever cushions, blankets to bring height up towards your head. So once you've set up, finding your support, have the big toes together, knees apart, extend the arms forward, fingers out, they will give you the right distance. Tuck the toes under and come up. So although the head is supported, you still want to have some action in the pose. Press the hands onto the wall, press the index finger onto the wall, press the hands onto the block. From there, straighten the arms, right arm, left arm straight. Stand the spine up, lift the sit bones upwards. Extend the back of the neck down towards the bolster and rest the forehead onto the bolster. So a lot of the supporters poses have the forehead resting, which is quite resting for the mind. So extend the arms, extend the side trunk, lengthen the side waist, open the back of the legs, open the back of the knees, press the back of the thighs back, extend the heels back. You might know that one of your knee tends to be a little bit more bent than the other. Put more action onto that heel. Press the back of that knee down, press the back of the heel down. Couple more breath. Extend the toes forward. Let the breath be quiet. Lengthen the neck as you extend the spine upwards. Alright, and then you bend your legs, step the feet forward. And then bring the height up so that your forehead is resting, hands to the side. If you've got stiff hamstrings, you might use a chair so that your head is resting on a chair. Or you might just do Uttanasana without your forehead resting. Bring the body weight forward. Open the back of the knees. Make sure that you're not using your hands to get your balance. So if you need your hands, you need to bring the body weight back a bit onto the legs. The legs are carrying you. Spread the toes, open the back of the legs. Open the back of the knees, both knees. If you know you have a knee or a leg that tends to be a little bit lazier, put a bit more action there. So the legs are lifting up and release the spine down. Release the forehead down. Slow, soft exhalation. Surrender to the pose. So you're better off starting with a bit more height and get rid of the height as your body starts to soften so that you can stay in the pose. If you feel that it's too hard, maybe you started with not enough height. So So I want the support up to you so that you can stay in the pose. Slow, soft exhalation. Keep the shoulders lifting upwards towards the sit bones. Elbows bent out to the side so that there's space around the shoulder blades. And slowly inhale. Next we will do a headstand Shisasana. Now if you're not doing a headstand, you could lie over a couple of blocks. Because it's a quiet restorative practice, if you're still doing preparation to a headstand, maybe just do a couple of blocks so that you can still be quiet. So I'll quickly demonstrate. The blocks are in a T shape, one for your head, one for your shoulders. And you could even add a bit more height on the block around your shoulders so that your head is tilting back. So your shoulder blades are resting on top of the support. Ideally the head will go back a little bit. Now if you feel that there is strain in the neck and this is too strong for you, then you could get rid of that blanket, lie flat on the two blocks, or if it's still too strong for the back of your neck, you could put some support under your headstand. Grab your mat, folded in 4 near the wall. I have an extra thicker mat, so I'll just put my mat open. Have a bit of a gap between the mat and the wall. Interlock your hands, making sure your elbows are not too wide. The elbows are under the shoulder. Lengthen the back of the neck. Rest the back of the head into your palms. So the palm of the hand are making a cup so that the back of the neck is resting into the cup. Press your elbows down. Press the middle of the forearm down. Press the bottom wrist down. So you're lengthening the little finger away from the wrist so that there is a good contact there of the bottom wrist. Straighten the legs, walk in. Press the elbows down, press the wrist down. Feel your base into the ground. Often as we go up, the elbows move out, are widening. So anchor your elbows down and tuck the outer elbow down, almost as if your elbows are moving towards each other. So tuck the outer elbow down and in, press the wrist down, lift the shoulder blades up towards the sit bones and lift the sit bones up. Come onto your heels. And then either one leg at a time or 2 legs together to your capacity, come up. If you need the wall, use the wall. If you're starting to work without the wall, be a little bit away from the wall, far enough so that as you bend your legs, the wall is not too close. Now press the wrist down. Press the middle of the forearm. What happened to your elbows? Are they still tucked in? Outer elbows tucked in. Feel the shoulder blades extending up towards the sit bones. Right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade. Is there one that, again, is a bit more lazy? Put more effort in the side that feels that it's just not as easy, that the lift doesn't come as easy. Extend that elbow down. Feel that shoulder blade extending up towards the sit bone. Keep the fingers soft. Don't harden the fingers. Keep the elbows tucked towards each other. And extend the side trunk. Have your feet hips width apart. Extend the legs up. Extend from inner groin to inner ankle. Spread through the toes, spread through the soles of the foot. Press the mound of the big toe up and spread from the mound of the big toe to the little toe. Extend from inner groin to inner ankle. Spread through the toes. Now bring the legs together. Keep the front thighs turned towards each other. Broaden the back thighs.
some of you who tend to have the back ribs moving away from the wall, keep the back ribs back towards the wall a little bit. Lengthen the tailbone up towards the heels. Keep the shoulder blades lifting upwards, right shoulder, left shoulder. What happens to that lazy one? Keep the fingers softly interlocked. Keep extending the body upwards. And get a sensation of a spreading the body. So the shoulder blades are lifting up, but they're also spreading away from each other. The back ribs are spreading. The sacrum is spreading. The back thighs are spreading. Toes spreading. Breath quiet. Let's wiggle the right leg at the time, or legs together, bend the legs. Or you could do that with the legs straight. And slowly come down. Rest in forward Virasana. Big toes together, knees apart, extend the arms forward. Shoulders away from the ears. Extend the shoulder blades towards the seat bone. Extend the arms. Breath quiet, forehead resting. Spread the back ribs. Shoulder blades, spread them away from each other. Spread the soles of the feet. Soften the breath. Inhale, come up.
Next we will do Viparita Dandasana, which is a back bend over a chair, also known as Dvipada. So ideally you have an Iyengar chair. If you don't, you can work around it with a chair. Now I've put a chair here. This is an Iyengar chair, but you could try with a chair at home. This is some support for my head, and you could use some blocks or some blankets and have an extra blanket on the chair. Now if you don't have an Iyengar chair at home, you might try and put the chair to the side with the back of the chair to the side and lie over the chair. You could also use some more height for your legs. So you go through the chair, bring the buttocks forward, grab the side of the chair, press the elbows down. Find the height that works for you for your head. Take a bit of time there to lengthen the back of the neck. Now it feels that it's too strong. You will need maybe quite a fair bit more height. You could also use some height for your feet, or you could put your feet straight on the wall. So I'm going to demonstrate like that. With my feet straight up on the wall, my heels extended. But you can easily do that with another chair under your heels. Keep the elbows tucked towards each other. Soften the back of the neck. Extend the heels, either pressed onto the wall, or if they're on the chair, extend the heels towards the wall. Have the big toes touching, have the heels extended. So you still need to be active in your legs. Heels extended, front thighs towards each other. The sacrum is still broad. As the front thighs move towards each other, the back thighs are broadening, and the sacrum is broadening. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Now if you have an Iyengar chair, you can bring your hands through.
As you bring your hands through, feel the broadness of the shoulder blades, the collarbones. Breath, quiet. Let yourself settle into the pose. So once you've got enough height, keep the heels extended. Breathing quietly into this open chest. Slow, soft inhale. Feel the sternum very open here. And we keep a lot of emotions in our sternum area. So as you breathe in, feel this area spreading out. Feel this bottom floating rib spread out. Feel the front of the sternum opening. So it's a sensation as you breathe in of softening, releasing, letting go. Keep the eyes quiet. Keep the tongue resting. Keep the breath quiet. Keep the heels extended, front thighs towards each other. Spreading the back thighs, spread the sacrum. To come back, bring the hands out. Bend the legs. Inhale, exhale, come up. Sit on the chair. Just let yourself settle there. I'm going to turn the chair around so that you can see. Oops, close to that. You don't need to turn your chair. Just let yourself settle. Let the lower back lengthen. Often after this pose, tend to arch the lower back, lengthen the lower back, bring the navel in. Shoulders away from the ears. And we'll do a simple twist. Inhale, exhale, turn towards the right. Keep your feet anchored into the ground, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale up, exhale, turn. Release, change, inhale up, exhale, turn. Keep the shoulders down, keep the tailbone long, keep the navel in, inhaling, shoulders down, exhaling. Breath quiet. Give yourself time to slowly release the back. Feel as you inhale, spine lengthening, and as you exhale, turning. And release. Next one we'll do a shoulder stand Sarvangasana. Now ideally, we're going to do a chair shoulder stand, which needs a blanket, a chair and a bolster. Now if you don't have a chair and a bolster at home, I'll demonstrate first with minimum equipment. So you could have two blankets folded like that, with the neat edge of the blanket towards you. And then I'm going to use an extra mat, which could be your mat, on top of that, so that there's a little bit more height and the mat is a little bit more grippy. Then you can lie on your support with your shoulders a little bit away from the edge. Grab hold of the side of the mat, walk the feet up, roll the shoulders towards each other, extend the legs and place your hands into the back. So that's a good way of being able to do a shoulder stand where you can stay a little bit longer. Now, for those who have the equipment, I'll demonstrate a chair shoulder stand. So you need a chair, a bolster a little bit away from the chair, and two blankets. One on top of the chair,
and one folded in half on top of the bolster. Sit on the chair, swing your legs, and lie back with your shoulders on the edge. Now have a look before you go up. I'm going to bring my arms through, extend the legs. So we'll do a few variations. Legs to the chair, legs up. Then we'll bend our legs, raise the buttocks off, come down and straighten the legs. So I'll demonstrate again. Actually, come down, just roll off. So to come up again, sit on the side, swing your legs, lie back, shoulders on the support. Now roll the shoulders towards each other, extend the legs. Now up to that point you don't actually need an Iyengar chair. So if you don't have an Iyengar chair, just a basic chair, you could just hold the side of the chair and extend the legs up. Shoulders well away from the ears. Let your shoulders rest on the support. Extend the legs up. Ankles together, big toes together, spread through the toes. Front thighs spreading towards each other, back thighs broad. And although you're supported and quiet, keep the legs extended upwards. And that knee that you know tends to be a little bit more bent. Keep it straight, keep it extended. Now if you have an Iyengar chair, you can bring your arms through, bring it through the bottom of the bar, of the first bar, and then grab the back of the chair. And let yourself settle into the pose. The advantage of those props is that we can really settle into the pose and stay longer. As you start staying 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes in those inverted poses, you really start to get the benefits. Let the breath be quiet. Feel yourself being anchored into your support. Let your shoulders rest, grounded. Extend the legs up, spread through the toes. Front thighs towards each other, back thighs broad. Breath quiet. And then bring your legs away from the back of the chair, extend the legs up, spread through the back of the thighs, spread the soles of the feet. Let the breath be quiet. Let the face be quiet. Let the eyes be quiet. Let the cheeks soften as if the facial muscles is softening onto the bone, not puffing up. Now bend the legs, press the feet to the back of the chair. Now if you don't have an Iyengar chair, don't try that. If you do have it, so if you don't have an Iyengar chair, just stay where you were. If you have an Iyengar chair, press the feet to the back of the chair. Really grab hold of the back of the chair. You need to hold the chair, otherwise the chair will slip. Raise the buttocks up. As you grab, now one of the front legs of the chair might raise up a bit, but that's okay, the chair will stay there. And as you press the feet, make sure that the knees don't become wide. So keep the front thighs towards each other and move the tailbone away from the chair. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the upper spine, which is the one that's down there. So the part of your spine that is in between the shoulder blades, lengthening upwards towards the tailbone. Make a bigger angle from the arms, the upper arms,
to the side ribs, the side of the trunk. Breath, quiet. So as you press the feet into the chair, move the tailbone away from the chair, lengthen the side trunk. The side ribs move away from the arm, increasing the angle there. And then slowly bring the buttocks back to the chair. Let the chair legs rest down. And again, bring the legs up, away from the chair. Extend the legs, spread through the toes. Keep the tip of the shoulders back towards the wrist. Again, here the diaphragm is very open. Now bring the legs back towards the back of the chair. If you have an Iyengar chair, grab the arms out of the chair and let yourself slide back. You're landing ideally your buttocks onto the bolster. Have the arms out to the side and let yourself rest quietly. If you are doing the version with the walking up the wall, rest with the buttocks on top of the support, on top of the blankets, and the shoulders on the ground. So in that position, you want your buttocks higher than your shoulders, and in between your shoulder blades is still a little bit lifted. So don't let the spine that's in between the shoulder blade, the dorsal spine, collapse to the floor. Keep a little bit of lift there. As the spine of the spine is lifted, the chest is a bit more open. Breath quiet. Eyes quiet. And bend the legs, roll to the side. Come up. To release the back, we will go cross-legged forward onto the chair. So you could leave the support the way it is, but to show on the video, I'll just bring the chair to the other side. I'm going to sit on my support, legs crossed, forward onto the chair. The elbows are on the chair, which helps the side trunk to be extended. Heels a little bit in front of you, heels extended. Let the body settle. Let the hips release down, outer thighs release down. Soften the hips. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Between the eyes, quiet. Slow, soft exhalation. The forehead is resting where the analytical brain is. Let the mind become quieter. By this time of the sequence, you might observe the mind is not as jumpy. Slow, soft exhalation. It's a bit easier just to be. Be in the moment. Inhale, come up and recross your legs. I'm going to take a bit of height off because it's a bit too high for me. Let the thighs release down. Right hip, left hip, soften. Keep broadness around the sacrum, so the lower back to the right, to the left. Let there be space. The
the shoulders are soft and away from the ears. Right shoulder, left shoulder. Let the tension go. Let the forehead spread, as if the brain is receding away from the forehead. And slowly inhale, come up. And we will finish with Shavasana. So you can move everything away except from your blanket. Now if you do have a bolster and a spare blanket, actually, you can use it on top of the legs to anchor yourself a little bit more in Shavasana. So lie back with the back of the head resting. And put your support on top of your thighs. Tuck the shoulders towards each other and away from the ears. Slow, soft exhalation. Let the body release, sinking into the ground. Soles of the feet quiet. Hips soften, right hip, left hip. With the weight on the thighs, it's easier to feel the legs sinking into the ground. To feel the attraction of the earth bringing the body grounded. Slow, soft exhalation. Let the abdomen be quiet. Tip of the shoulders sinking down towards the ground, broadening. Upper arms quiet. Forearms quiet. Palms of the hands soft. Back of the head spreading. Let the skin between the eyes be quiet and spread. Let the forehead move away from the bone, so that the frontal lobe of the brain recede away from the forehead, as if the brain is shrinking onto itself, so that the brain no longer analyzes, it becomes an observer. Observing the feeling within. Facial muscles melting to the bone. Be the observer of the feeling within. As if you're stepping in somebody else's body and you're observing without judging. After the practice, there is more space within, a sense of quietness inside the body. Let the mind observe the quietness of the body. Let the body help the mind to become spacious. Right here, right now. And you can take a couple of stronger inhalations. And as you bend the legs, watch the support on top of the thighs. Bend the legs, roll to the side. Keeping your head resting for a couple of breaths. And come up. And thank you. Namaste.